Hey, what's up, everybody? Here is another attempt at doing a sequence in Unreal. So what we've got here is I just got this is just like a normal this is like a template level. I made just this long street, this long like platform that I'm gonna have a guy running down the platform, and then I'm gonna have a zombie chasing them, and then I'm gonna move the camera around during my intro, and that's gonna be my intro. Obviously, your intro is gonna have a lot more than that, but this is so you can learn all the parts of making a sequence, not necessarily so you can make the sequence that I'm making. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm just getting rid of my player start. I don't need it. My player's not gonna be there at all. I'm actually the player's not gonna be able to play this at all. It's just gonna be a cutscene. So here, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to cinematics and say add level sequence. And that's gonna say, all right, well, if you want to add a level sequence, what are you gonna call it? Where are you gonna put it? So we're gonna put this one in. If you go to, for me, if I go to content, there's usually, I used to have a folder called Laporto. I don't know what happened to it. Hold on a second. I don't know. I'm going to make a new folder called Laporto. And then I'm going to open up that one. And then inside that, I'm going to make a folder called Sequences. So I know where everything is. And inside there, I'm going to call this one Intro Sequence. And say save. And then I've got this timeline here of my sequence. Right now, the timeline, if I hit play, it's like 5 seconds. That's how long this sequence is going to be. Chances are I'm going to want something longer than this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and you can kind of zoom out. One way to zoom out is I can go down here. Right now it's 165. I can see 165 frames. I'm going to change that to, let's say I change that to 500 frames. And now I have the ability to have a sequence that's 500 frames long. I'm going to drag this to see all 500 frames. So now I can see all 500 frames. This green line's the beginning. This red line's the end. I want my end to be like 480 frames. So this thing now, when I play, I got much more time to play with, right? Much more I can put in here. So I'm going to bring my cursor all the way to the beginning. And the first thing I want to do is have a camera. So I'm going to click on my camera. And now you'll see it populates. It makes this like little images here. Down here I've got my camera components. If I change like the aperture, that changes some stuff on the screen. Focal length, I can see it zooms in and out, right? Those are all kind of parameters that are on the camera. And then down here's my transform. What I want to do is right now I'm locked in. I'm seeing out the view of my camera. If I click on the eject mode, I come out of the view of the camera. If I click on the camera again here, I pop back into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to move my camera. Now that I'm in the view of my camera, right? If I hit eject, I can actually see my camera. It's right there. That's my camera right there. But if I want to look in the view of my camera, I click on that. I'm going to move my camera maybe over here like this. So it's kind of like something like this, right? And then I'm going to make a little frame right there. And the way I'm going to put it right on 1, right? Make a little frame here. Boom, puts it in, right? I can click that, or I also can push S or enter, I guess, too. I can hit enter. And then I'm going to move my cursor maybe like down here. And then I'm going to move my camera. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'll move my camera. There we go. And just kind of move it down here. So it kind of goes all the way down here. And then if I hit enter, I guess enter didn't work. I click on that thing. I kind of got this movement now, right? So now I'm going from the beginning. If I hit play, kind of moving down. I guess that works for now. This might be too long. I feel like it's going too slow. So I'm going to grab this cursor and kind of bring it here. I'm going to grab the end of mine and just like maybe move it So it's like this. Now let's see. That might make it a little bit faster because less time between it. Yeah, that's a bit faster. I like that. Right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to eject from here. As you can see, there's my camera, right? And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to bring in my main character, the model for my main character. So if you go into I go into my blueprints. Actually, where was it? I think I had, where was it? Am I in the right thing? Yeah, I am. If I go, blueprints here, main character. I've got my guy. And what I want to do is I want to grab the static mesh of my guy. This is his skeletal mesh. This is his, like, as a model. I'm going to put him here right at the beginning. I'm going to go back to my sequence, go back to my camera view, bring my camera all the way here. And now I'm going to see that, like, he's a little bit off screen. So he's going to start off there. And I'm going to make, for my guy here, my main character, I'm going to drag my main character into my sequence. And now I can make, all right, for a transform for him, his location, I'm going to say at the beginning I want him to be here. And then when I get to the end, I want to have him all the way, maybe like over here. And then I'm going to make another keyframe at the end. So now as this thing goes, kind of see him, he's going to go from one place. You see the camera's following him a little bit to the other place, right? Now I'm going to see what does that look like outside the view of my camera. So I'm going to click on my camera. I probably want him maybe off screen by the time he gets here. So I'm going to click on this last one. Just going to move him further and then set that keyframe. So now he's kind of off screen. So if I go to the beginning, I've got this, I hit play, and I'm moving, and this guy shows up and he's running, and then he's running off screen. But he doesn't look like he's running. We're going to get there in a second. So now I have a zombie here. If I go back to my blueprints, I go to zombie girl. I get the model. So I want the model of my zombie girl, which is here. I'm going to take her and I'm going to bring her in. And the zombie, or zombie woman, at the beginning, I would like her all the way over here. And if I go to my sequencer, I can take the zombie and I can drop it in here. Now I've got another track here. I've got the main character here, and I've got the zombie. I'm going to bring this all the way to the beginning here. I'm going to eject from my camera because I don't want to be in my camera. I want to be here. I want to click to make a keyframe, and then what I would like maybe to do is just kind of leave her there for a second so this guy can kind of get a head start. I'm going to make another keyframe to make sure she stays there. And then I'm going to drag it all the way to the end, and I'm going to have her run faster than him all the way to the end, and then make a keyframe there. So now when I click in to see from my view, I click in, I hit play, I go to the beginning, I hit play. I've got him running. And then here she comes. Oh my God! Right? So now I got to add some animations. And if you see here, underneath my main character, I have animation. If I click plus animation, I can choose the animation I want to add. And I have a running animation for him. This is all from, if you bring in stuff from Mixamo and you assign it, if you bring in a model from Mixamo and you assign animations to that model, these animations will pop up here. All my stuff is gotten from Mixamo. So if I grab this run and I stretch it out, it will just loop over and over and over again. So now when I hit play, I'm moving, and this guy pops in, he's running, that's awesome, and then she's coming, and oh man, right? So maybe we want some more animations from her. So let's figure this out. Let's say, all right, so right around here, he comes in, and then she comes in like there. So I want an animation maybe starting here What animation do I want? I kind of like this jump. I like her like jumping into the frame. So when I hit play, she jumps in. And then right after she jumps, maybe I want to have another animation of her like running and crawling or something, right? So I have these like two animations. I'm going to have this one looping. So now it goes from the beginning. It's going. He's running. She jumps in. And then she comes down to crawl after him, right? So there, that looks pretty sweet. Now maybe I want to add some sound. So if I go to content, I have sounds I've already taken. Here's one. I like this one. So I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to go to my sequencer. And I'm just going to drop it in. I'm going to drop it in near Zombie Girl. And you'll see it says, it automatically puts it at the top. It's a Zombie 3. And it'll put it up here. And I'm just going to make this line up with the beginning of the zombie coming in. Something like this, right? So now when I hit play, it's going, the camera's moving, the main character shows up, here comes the zombie. That's pretty cool. All right, sweet. So now I want this to happen when I start playing my level, right? This is my intro level. So if I hit play here, just like nothing happens, right? So what I want to happen is I go to Blueprint and I say Open Level Blueprint, and then Event Begin Play. I'm gonna say Level, Create Level Sequence Player. And what do I want to play? I want to play my intro sequence. And then what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my intro sequence? I want to play it. See here, there's a whole bunch of stuff. You can play reverse, you can play in frame, whatever. We're just going to play it. And then we're going to say return value. I'm going to play whatever this is. My intro sequence is here. I'm going to play it. So when I hit play, oh, there's a guy that shows up there. Don't worry about that guy. Don't pay attention to him right now. It's got him running. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Hey, everybody, my game's looking pretty good. So that should do it. Look at this. That should do it. So he's running. Pretty neat. So with that, you should be all set. Make your own sequences, animations, put sounds on them. Make it pretty awesome. I got all of these models from Mixamo, and I got all these animations from Mixamo. If you need help with animations and models from Mixamo in Google Classroom, there's another tutorial about Mixamo. It's priceless. Knowing how to do that makes things look really good. All right, guys, good luck.